Take a chance, 'cause there is no circumstance that you can't handle. When you use your mind, sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, keeps you running faster. Sonic boom, sonic boom, save the planet from disaster. To the light, it's a supersonic flight, gotta keep it going. Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, keeps you running faster. Sonic boom, sonic boom, save the planet from disaster. Sonic boom, sonic boom, spinning through the world in motion. Sonic boom, sonic boom.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at game number 15 in our 20 from the Sega CD series. This is a very cool exploration type of game with some very cool animation for your character. And this was originally an Amiga and PC game, ported also to the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, but this is called Flashback. And this was created for the Sega CD in 1994 by a French company called Delphine Software and US Gold. This game was not only notable for its awesome fluidity of the character's movement that you control, but also some very, very cool animated cutscenes. Now, the Sega CD spiced this up from the at least the Sega Genesis port, and had much better animated cutscenes and knockout music. Just really well done. I remember seeing, and here's a kind of a little bit of the backstory here in this animated cutscene. I remember seeing the Sega CD port on the shelves at the stores, but I never got to play it back then. I did own the Sega CD version, and I thought it was terrific. But yeah, Delphine Software is a French company, and I think that they did the original. But you will see when the credits come around, you'll see all the French names of the people behind the game, and you can change in the option menu the controller configuration, or you can insert a password, and we'll look at the passwords later. You can also adjust how hard the game is, and you can see a little demo if you like, and here's one of the animated cutscenes that starts you off. Now, the backstory is that you are some sort of secret agent, but you have lost your memory. The first item that you must pick up, and you will pick up items in this game, is a holocube. And you will be able to play the holocube, and there will be a little message for you that you yourself put together. And we'll watch that scene.
Hey, it's me.
Hi, Conrad. You must be wondering how you recorded this message without remembering it. Good question, but it would take too long to explain, and time is short. If you want to save your hide, you must contact your old friend Ian in New Washington. He'll explain it all there. Good luck, and watch your back, because it's my life you're playing with.
Now note that we're starting out in the jungle. And like I mentioned, there's really awesome fluidity in your character movement. There is not going to be a full playthrough. No way, I would not have time for that. So we're just going to see important scenes or things that you'll see. And you'll have these robot things, these droids that you'll need to destroy. You have a gun, and you have an inventory, and you will sometimes need to select your gun. Sometimes you'll want to not have it on you, because you cannot run with your gun, and you cannot jump up ledges with your gun. And there will be various switches or little sensors that you'll need to walk across to move a platform or open a door. And here in this point,
Help! Help!
you will need to assist this guy. He needs his teleporter. He can't move. He's wounded.
Help me, young man. I've been attacked by mutants, and I can't walk. Find my teleporter. I need urgent medical assistance.
This is like really one of the few strikes against this game, is the voice acting is sometimes pretty bad. Sometimes it's not bad, and sometimes it is. There is an energy generator, I think that's what they called it, every so often. And you definitely want to remember where they're at. This is a cartridge lock, and you'll need to put in this cartridge that you'll come across, and it'll set up this this bridge across this gap here, or this abyss. There's a droid thing trying to come after you. When he extends his little zapper, you'll want to shoot it, and then you'll blow him up. But don't get caught in the explosion, it'll hurt you. And you have a shield, and you'll see that in your inventory list when you pause. And that will show you how much damage you have left to take, and it'll have a number on it, on the shield. And when it's 0 and you take another hit, then you will die. You only have 1 life, but you can continue, I think, as much as you like. And now that we've gotten that teleporter, we'll bring it back to this guy. And he teleports out of trouble.
Thanks. You just saved my life.
And he leaves you an ID card, and you'll need to pick it up. There will be a lot of different things that you need to pick up. Oftentimes there'll be keys, and you'll need those because there will be certain switches.
To get to New Washington, you have to jump into this hole. But if I were you, I'd use an anti-G belt.
Where can I find one?
Now, I can sell you one. 500 credits.
And you have to go around and find 500 credits. A total of 500 credits or more, laying around on the ground in certain places. Sometimes there will be a fire, and sometimes you can use a switch to turn it off. Do not touch the fire, it will kill you instantly. And there will be some death cutscenes that we'll see later on. Sometimes there will be a stone. There's some credits. Sometimes there will be a stone, and you can confuse some enemy guards by throwing the stone, and they'll look over to see what that was, and you can get the drop on them. Other times you can set it down on a sensor, because not having something on the sensor might keep it from opening a door for you. So you might set that stone there. And now that I've found all those credits, I can get that anti-gravity belt and just fall on in.
Bon voyage, young man.
Goofy voice acting there. And there's the anti-gravity belt. And there he uses it. And now we go to a futuristic city called New Washington. This whole game's setting is in the future. There are some cool moves you can make to get up the ledges. There's one of them. You can just hold down the A button and push forward, and you'll run. And if you hold down the A button and you come to a ledge that's above you and in front of you, you'll jump and grab onto it automatically. It's kind of It's kind of confusing at first, the controls perhaps, but once you get used to them,
Thanks, Conrad. Those cops would have had my hide.
you'll be
Well, I suppose you don't remember your old
impressed
pal
by
Ian.
the fluidity
Take
of
a
the
seat.
movement
We'll fix
of
that
your character.
shortly.
And here is a friend of yours named Ian, and he will help to restore your memory with this chair that you sit in. And we'll see this
The race from the regenerator. Reimplant the
cutscene here.
in Conrad's brain. The end of your thesis.
You can skip any cutscene by pressing start.
Glasses which measure molecular density.
But we'll watch all of them. Hope you have a great weekend coming up. I am really looking forward to some time away from work. It's been very, very, very busy lately. Yeah, this was originally released, I think, for the Amiga and PC through MS-DOS back in like '92, and then shortly after there was a Sega Genesis release and a Super Nintendo release. And yeah, I had the Sega Genesis release. If you're playing the Sega Genesis release, maybe the Super Nintendo release as well, on an emulator,
Molecular density is 1,000 times the norm. Aliens mixed in with the population.
there is a trick that you can run through walls. I love using it. It's very useful.
Attracted their attention.
That doesn't work on the Sega CD version.
I'm recording the hologram. Then I save the contents of my memory and send it to Ian.
Conrad, the character that you are controlling, finds out that there are aliens
Memory.
that are trying to take over Earth.
Evasion.
And the aliens can shapeshift, and they're super annoying late in the game. And they have the cops
Ian, what do you have
on
to
their
do to get
side,
to Earth?
Earth cops.
The cost of the ticket is astronomical. The only way would be for you to take part in Death Tower.
Death Tower.
Yes, it's a television game. The winner gets a ticket.
Okay, can you supply false papers?
No problemo. Go to the bar and ask for Jack. Say I sent you. Oh, by the way, I put the force field you asked me for in your pocket.
Great. Thank you, Ian. Till the next time.
And moving on, there is a fuse that you have to fix. You have to drop down and shoot this guy. Oops. There we go. And again, when you have your gun drawn, you cannot climb. You can do a very useful roll forward by pressing
Welcome to New
down and
Washington,
holding
young-
down and pressing
Here's a map
forward.
of the city, which you may find you.
Thank you.
And now this part I really like. In New Washington, you can hitch a ride on those shuttles, and you get off by pressing a button. And there will be 4 different cities. There's America,
I'd like to speak to
Africa,
Jack.
Oh, yeah?
Europa,
Jack's not
and
here.
Asia.
I've been sent by my friend Ian.
Okay. Jack's waiting for you outside.
And you will eventually need to find
I'm
employment.
Jack. You're after some false papers.
Yes, and as quickly as possible.
1,500 credits.
1,500.
Yeah, I'm taking a big risk here.
But I don't have enough.
Go to the employment office. You'll find work there.
Yeah,
I'd like a work permit.
No, it's
and this is stupid. You have to talk to all these different guys, and they lead you to a different place. Eventually, they'll tell you to talk to the boss over to the right.
I'd like a work permit.
There is no problem. I need your ID.
I skipped some of the dialogue. It already says what they're saying in text. And you have a work ID, or a work permit, and you have to use that in computers to apply for a job, and you get the money for the job to be able to afford a ticket to Earth eventually. And here's one of the jobs.
Of parcel at the Spaceport Station Asia and transportation to Titan Travel Agency Station Africa.
But yeah, you'll get money for your job once you complete it. And yeah, the jobs are dangerous. You can definitely get killed. There will be enemies that'll plague you. The first job is super easy though. You have to insert your work permit after reading about each job, and then you get started. You can talk to the guy that wanders around.
I'm the messenger.
And he'll just say good
yes.
morning.
Here, take this parcel to travel agency.
So the first job is taking a parcel, and you will have to take the shuttles to whichever city that you need to go to. And here is a bad guy, a cop, that is under the influence of the evil aliens. And you have to kill him, and then you can take the parcel over here.
Well then, have you brought me...
Yeah, you have to select the parcel. Yeah, that force field, I think you press the B button, and it can absorb one hit from the enemies.
Mission completed. You earn 100 credits.
And I've completed my first job, and there will be more. And you will have to go back to that workstation where there's all the different jobs on the computer, and you go to the one that has the text on it to find out your next mission.
Escort a VIP to the research center. The VIP will wait for you at the entry to restricted area 2.
There is a map
To be armed as the area may be dangerous.
by the shuttles, where the shuttles arrive, and you can look at it and see what all things are in each city, like where the workstation is, or
take me to the
or
research.
where the restricted areas are, or the bar, or the city hall, travel agency, etc. And now we start by walking this VIP through this dangerous area. And you'll need to open switches so that you can allow him to walk through. And again, you will have a shield, and you can restore its strength by going to one of those energy stations, or whatever they're called, and use the shield on it, and you'll recharge it back to 4 hits that it can take.
Thank you for your help. I arrived safely and there's no longer any danger.
And this is where we had to take the VIP to. Sometimes you'll be able to teleport back to the workstation, and sometimes you have to hoof it all the way back. Well, this time I teleported. And there we are. Now we look for the next job.
A model Cyborg 2.1 duplicator has escaped. We believe it may have had outside assistance. Your
Sorry
mission
for
is to
drinking
find it
Coke
and
in your ear.
eliminate it before the virus controlling its bio-brain can multiply. You will be supplied with a photograph of the individual. Be careful, this machine is dangerous.
You will need to show that photo to the patrons at the bar.
I know that guy. He has a friend in the police.
Where can I find his friend?
Go to restricted area 1. I think he's on duty there.
Yeah,
But be careful.
yeah, the
those
police
guys
are all
mean.
corrupt. And you'll have to kill off some of them.
CYBO21 wants to make a deal with you. He'll be waiting behind the bar.
And now we have to go back to the bar. And you'll need your gun here, because you have to kill off that guy there and then talk to him.
Don't shoot! I'm not CYBO21. His hideout's down below. His pal, the cop, has the key.
Some of the voices might sound kind of strange. I bet they're French game designers that are providing the voices, or some of them anyway. And there's a key. Remember, you will need keys for some of these switches, or they might open up a floor or something. There are save stations, and when you die, you'll go back to the save station that you saved your game at. But if you didn't save your game, you would have to start at the beginning of that stage, which can be way, way, way far back. Now, you're going to need to kind of learn how to deal with these guys that like to teleport. And using the roll will be very, very, very useful. I don't know why the sound cut out in some places.
400 credits.
But when you kill enough cops in that area, you will get paid, and you get a teleport back to the work office. Now here's the next mission.
The generator which supplies New Washington
This
is
one's
encountering
tough.
serious problems. A maintenance check has revealed that one of the 3 boards on the main computer has been altered. Your mission is to replace his board. However, you will have only 1.5 minutes before the whole installation self-destructs.
Yeah.
The teleport on the level below will take you directly to the heart of the complex.
So you have to hurry up. So yeah, you get a teleport there at least. But yeah, you gotta move fast, and there's lots of dangers in your way. You cannot dawdle. Move quickly. See that little broken fuse or whatever? That'll only hurt you, but these little electrical shocks in the ground will kill you instantly. We'll look at all the deaths a little bit later. You have to activate that switch and go down here. Eventually you'll get to this area, and you will need to
Mission completed.
you will have the part that you need already
500 credits.
to start that mission, and then you use it right at the end of that generator, and then you teleport out. You have one more mission.
The restricted Area 3 has been invaded tonight by a colony of mutants. We fear they will attack the population.
So you got a whole lot of enemies to kill.
Your mission is to clean up this zone.
And once you've beaten this, then you get to go to that death tower that Ian was telling you about. And it's like the Running Man. You have to kill all your opponents. And note, you can kind of bait enemies into killing each other for you. Yeah, I don't know why the sound cut out sometimes in this. Maybe it's just the emulator that's doing that. Another corrupt cop I had to kill.
Mission completed.
Yeah, there will be these little flying droids that try to zap you, and you need to hit him with a whole lot of firepower to destroy him, and I had to take out one to beat the mission. We teleport back to the workstation. Now we're going to go to the death tower, because I don't see any text on those computers, so I have no more jobs.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
You talk to the forger again.
1,500 credits,
Jack.
and the papers are yours.
and you have to hand him the credits. And the credits are, you know, your currency. There we go. I have more than 1,500. And now we're gonna go to Death Tower.
Papers, please.
Now we have to give him the papers again. The work papers. Or ID papers, or whatever it was. And now we're in Death Tower. There are 8 floors, and you need to keep going upwards to go to the next floor. There will be various switches where you have to open doors. Whoops. Oh, that was the bad guy that stepped on that sensor. You have to jump over those sensors, or else you're going to get hurt. The floors will... You can continue to go in one direction, and it'll eventually warp over. And this is me having beaten all the floors, or gotten to the top. And so I am the winner of the game show. But yeah, you can continue going like left on one floor, and then it'll just warp over to screens that you had been to before on that same floor. But now we get to go back to Earth, and you will get a new... The game will actually show you the password, and we need to show the papers again. The game will actually show you the password that you've earned once you've beaten the previous stage. There are more corrupt cops that you have to deal with, so let's get out our gun. And yeah, you press, I believe it was C that you pressed to draw your gun. And he will not attack until I open this door. Now I gotta turn around and shoot him. Sometimes it's a good idea to just kind of rush on ahead and get past the enemies. But yeah, remember, if you use your force field, you press the B button and you'll see a little green shield appear, and that will absorb one hit. And right here, you call for a taxi, and you get in, and it'll fly you to the next area. Yeah, these animated cutscenes are really much better than the Sega Genesis ones. You would hope so with a more advanced system like the Sega CD. Yeah, we're just gonna scoot forward to this this next scenario here. Yeah, if you're falling like past a ledge and you hold down the A button as you're dropping past the ledge, you will catch it. Yeah, you'll see some glass walls in this game, and you'll be able to shoot them, or on this stage, and you'll be able to shoot them. It's another save station. It's kind of frustrating sometimes. There are some areas in the game that it is not at all clear what to do. And it's nothing to do with keys or anything. It's like the game doesn't tell you that you can actually shoot at this door to open it, but you have to in order to advance, and it's really frustrating. Usually it's something to do with collecting keys, or walking over sensors to open doors or whatever. Note that there are trap doors there, and here is the way you can get past that. You just kind of do a forward roll through one of them, but you'll be able to land on the ledge. And there was another switch to turn off that fire. But yeah, remember that fire is instantly deadly. Now these guys can sometimes play possum. You knock them off the ledge, and then when you come down, then they get back up. And here is a part where the flame will follow you, but not very far, fortunately. You just have to destroy this this little droid thing. And you can kill it by letting it get close enough for you to have to swing your arms in and destroy it that way. It looks funny when he swings his arms. Here's another animated cutscene. You are just above this vent here.
I congratulate you. Thanks to our knowledge, the humans are now capable of producing
Eavesdropping on these guys.
Soon, millions of our brother warriors will be teleported, and we will wipe out this human vermin. Like thousands of others before it, we will soon dominate this system. In a few hours, our victory will be...
Oops.
A spy. Throw the wretch into the dungeons. We'll interrogate him later.
That's one of the shape-shifting aliens. And you get thrown in jail without a gun. Whoops, and here come the bad guys. You have to go find your gun. So you gotta get past these guys real quick, because right down below is your gun. And there you pick it up. Make quick use of it and waste these bad guys. Now these guys are tough. Swinging your gun when standing in place, trying to clobber them with it, is not going to do any good. So you have to shoot them. And here is a part where you have to get up those ledges at just the right time and avoid that fire that's moving around. Yeah, we're just going to look at parts of each stage. We're not going to do a playthrough, God no. Now here is our first taste of those annoying shape-shifting aliens. And they like to come close to you. And if they stand up right on you, they're going to knock you over. So you have to keep doing rolling moves. And you shoot them when they stop. And eventually they'll turn into a puff of smoke. Oh boy, this part's tough. But you can hang and let the flames pass over your hands, and it won't kill you. They will rebound from whichever edge they bump into. Try to destroy all these droid thingies. And they can destroy each other. Yeah, you'll want to get across and not get killed by those flames. Some of the flames move, some of them don't. And here, you need to stand under and wait a second, and then you'll get teleported out of that area to the next one. Yeah, I really loved Flashback for the Sega Genesis, and this port it's definitely got some great improvements. And now you teleport to the alien planet, the shape-shifting alien planet, and try to destroy it. You will eventually get a bomb to put on the planet, and then you will have to get off the planet real quick. And now this part is, you will see a lot more of those shape-shifting aliens. They take quite a bit to get used to, and you have to just keep ducking and rolling, and then turn around and shoot the aliens when they stop. And they will have their own laser guns and will try to shoot you. Yeah, some of those doors you will shoot instead of use a switch to open. But yeah, you will have a lot of fights with these shapeshifters. Yeah, sometimes you will not have much room to work with. And note that if you run into a wall, you lose some time. You gotta stop and stand up. It's really, really annoying. You have to try to work within a short amount of space. Now this guy that gets killed by the aliens, he gives you the bomb. But there's only a certain place that you can set that bomb, and that's way later in the game. But we are in the last area. And there's a weird enemy. It's like a dog shapeshifter. And we fade to black because this is the final area right here, I believe. Yep. Yeah, there are 7 different stages basically, and they get different passwords for each one. And here is where you can save yourself. If you have a long drop and you hold down A, you might be able to catch a ledge on the way down and save yourself from death, like we did there. And you can collect a diary in this stage, or maybe it was the previous stage. You get a little bit more story here. But again, your goal in this stage is to find the place to set the atomic charger, or whatever they called it, and then you will have a very short time to get the hell off the planet. Now, if you have the Sega Genesis, at least, port of this on an emulator, and you can do the walk through walls trick, then you can beat the final stage right away, just about. But to do that trick, you have to walk up to a wall so that you're actually touching it, and you can't walk any further. Then you tap away so you're looking the other direction. Then you hold down the A button, tap forward, and then immediately let go of the A button and pull backwards immediately. If you can do it all fast enough, you'll back up and go through the wall. It's a very cool, useful trick. And you can cut down a lot of time on a lot of stages, especially the last one. But I couldn't do that one through the Sega CD port, even in an emulator. Sorry, I had to drink a Coke in your ear again. I always relax better when I have a Coke. I don't really drink beer or any alcohol. It just doesn't really do much for me. We're just gonna scoot forward and look at some of the more interesting parts of this final stage. Sometimes there will be this enemy above that can drop bombs down on you, and you gotta watch out. And there's a floor that opened up, and now I have to go down here. And there will be a thing that gives or makes more morphs appear continuously until you destroy it. And we're just about to that. But this is the final area, and we will have to backtrack through here in order to get off the planet once you've set the bomb, or the atomic charger, or whatever they called it. These morphs only take one hit in this room before dying. So you have to climb up the ledges and shoot both sides of that heart or whatever that is. Shoot one side, then go over to the other side and shoot the other side, and you have to do it like 3 times, I think, for each side. But yeah, shoot one side, then shoot the other, go over to the other side and shoot that side, and once you do it enough, then those stop coming out, those morphs. And here, if you're standing at the right place, you can actually roll through the flames and not die. And here is the switch. You can't use the switch yet. You have to move forward a little bit more. And here you get a prompt.
Trust me, son. Put the atomic charge here. And flee as soon as it reaches the planet's core.
And now we have to look for that atomic charge in my inventory. There can be multiple pages of items in your inventory. You just push up or down to look through them. And then you have to hit the switch. And then get the hell off the planet. You don't have much time, so you're going to need to run for a lot of this trek back. And you'll have to remember where the areas are that you'll have to jump, or you'll fall into an abyss. Just takes practice. We're going to skip the cutscene that just shows you going up the elevator. And note that the floor is breaking down underneath me as I get by. But you have to move super quick. More ledges dropping. Yikes. Or a floor or whatever. And then you jump across here. Ah, that wasted a little bit of time. Crap. Yeah, you do not have much time. Gotta book. Oh, more floor falling. And then you push up and A here, and you'll take the elevator up. And I made it in time. Whee! Now, you will end up in a galaxy, a different galaxy, that is not on maps, or Earth maps, and you put yourself in suspended animation.
Just the way I lived it. The galaxy I'm in today doesn't appear on any of our navigation charts. It's impossible for me to calculate my return trajectory. I'll probably drift in space for a very long time.
There is a sequel, and it is in 3D. It is called Fade to Black, and I think it was on the PlayStation. I saw a video of it a long time ago. I'd have to look again. It seems like a Flashback was a much better game. But that was Flashback for the Sega CD. And it is also known as Flashback, The Quest for Identity. But this was created by Delphine Software, a French company, and US Gold in 1994 for the Sega CD. And we will sit through all the credits. Sorry, I probably should have cut these out, but what the hell. Once this is over, I will show you the death scenes, or ways to die in Flashback. Some of them will not show an animated cutscene, and some of them will. Yeah, Prince of Persia was basically the first to introduce much more detailed movements by the character that you control, or got quite a bit of notice over that. But it was kind of choppy looking, and Flashback smoothed it all out and looked a lot better. So all these French names in the credits. There is a Flashback for the the Sega CD, released in 1994 by Delphine Software and US Gold. And the Sega CD port, or the Sega Genesis port, I believe, was released in 1992, and I thought that was great too. And I kind of liked it in one aspect a little bit better because I could do the walk through walls trick in the emulator Sega Fusion. And Sega Fusion is what I use to play the Sega CD games as well. Hope you have a great weekend. Work has been so insanely busy. I welcome every day off that I can get. I would love to take some more time off, but I know that they really, really, really need me. We are super short-handed. And I got an extra patient in my ward that has bed bugs. Now I have 2 of them. Fantastic. Which means I've got to do a lot of extra cleaning, which requires a lot more time. And I don't have a whole lot of time as it is. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're enjoying my Sega CD series thus far. Got a lot more games to get to in the near future. Hey, they're showing credits for the Genesis programmers. Huh. If you have memories of either the Sega CD port or other ports, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Amiga, PC. I think there might have been a 3DO port of this as well. But if you've played any of those, and have memories of them, leave a comment. I read all the comments. Try to, at the very, very least, give a thumbs up. But I like to chat about the games that I've reviewed with people that leave comments. Maybe one of these days I'll do a live stream or something. I'm not super technical savvy about that sort of thing, but someday I should give it a shot. Yeah, the music is so much better in the Sega CD port over the Sega Genesis version. And that's definitely one of the Sega CD's strongest suits as a system, was its music. But that is Flashback, also known as Flashback: The Quest for Identity, created by Delphine Software and US Gold for the Sega CD in 1994. And we are going to look at all the passwords for easy, medium, and hard. And note that the last password, Sanfra, that shows the ending. But those are the passwords for Flashback: The Quest for Identity. And now we are going to look at death scenes. And here's falling into an abyss, and this comes with the cutscene. Now we're going to look at shot, zapped, hit, etc. to death, till your shield runs out and you just flop on the ground dead. And now here's getting burninated by the flame. This comes with an animated cutscene. And now zapped by an electrical surge. This does not have an anime cutscene, it just shows you getting fried. Here's if you fall too far, you just go splat. And here's the generator exploding.
Ah, there's a place.
Nope. Took too long. Walked right by where I was supposed to use that card that they give you to fix the machine, or the generator. Now here's the planet blowing up. I did not escape in time. Almost did. Ah, that sucks. But that was Flashback. And there's me running out of time for the continue screen. But that was Flashback, Quest for Identity, by Delphine Software and US Gold in 1994 for the Sega CD. This is Crazy Clown Racing. Thanks for watching. This was game number 15, and I hope you join me soon for game number 14. Bye-bye, folks.